just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
We know there's more growth and improvement in that group, especially if we get a training camp together. So
people at my dinner table discussing what my free agency plans are. Stop that. Y'all think it's funny? Please stop that.
The Los Angeles Lakers are already feeling the pressure from LeBron James in order to build a contender around him, otherwise they could lose him altogether. So before we get to the content, we are almost at 100K subs that have my notifications turned on. When we get there, we're going to be giving away $1,000 to 5 subs that have my notifications on. I'm going to announce the winner on my community tab, and now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. The last pick I gave you guys on my Instagram story hit, and now we have a free square for game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jokic just needs a point. He's gonna get a point. At the time I'm recording this, it's way too early for me to give you your picks, so I'm gonna post my picks onto my story. And if you aren't playing Prize Picks, use my promo code microphone and they'll give you up to $100 free when you deposit $100. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Following the Los Angeles Lakers getting swept by the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, LeBron James completely flipped the narrative with this interview.
I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
Yeah, that's right. We're not talking about the fact that LeBron James got swept in the Western Conference Finals. Instead, we're talking about the fact that this could be the end of LeBron James. He said that quite literally towards the end of his press conference, and following it, Dave McMenamin actually followed him into the locker room to get some clarification. McMenamin followed him in and said, when you say you gotta think about stuff, what threat should we be pulling on that? LeBron said straight up, if I want to continue to play. McMenamin said, as in next year. LeBron said, yeah. McMenamin said you would walk away, and then LeBron said, I gotta think about it. This is an A+ chess move. No one is talking about the fact that LeBron James got swept, and I just want to go on record, in the event that you're new to this channel, I myself have tremendous gratitude for the fact that we even made it to the Western Conference Finals. We started out the season 2-10. I had to watch Patrick Beverley, Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, and just in general, a team that truly didn't fit in well with one another. So the fact that the Lakers were able to pull off the trades that they did at the trade deadline, acquiring D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and Mo Bamba, watching Austin Reeves develop into the player that he is now, I'm very content at that. But as a result of the Lakers getting swept, now people are trying to figure out what LeBron James meant when he said these words. A lot of people think that this is LeBron James poking Rob Pelinka and saying, hey, you better go out and get me Kyrie Irving now that he's a free agent. And we actually have Kyrie Irving's response to this. And that's not the only superstar that the Lakers might pursue. The Lakers are also trying to pursue Trae Young. So let's talk about Trae Young first before we get to Kyrie Irving. Look, as a Laker fan, I would love for us to get Trae Young. I mean, come on, that's our next franchise cornerstone if we pull it off. Atlanta has a really high payroll with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, John Collins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Clint Capella, and DeAndre Hunter, who are going to combine to make $120 million next season. It looks like DeJounte Murray might leave at the end of next season too. At least it's a possibility, and they have no assets following that. But would the Atlanta Hawks really trade Trae Young after they just hired a head coach that he really likes in Quinn Snyder? And let's just put that aside. It's literally impossible for the Lakers to trade for Trae Young, even if Trae Young demanded a trade and decided to hold out. Trae Young still has over $178 million guaranteed on his contract through the 2026 to 2027 season. He's set to make just over $40 million next season. LeBron James and Anthony Davis are on the books for about $93 million. In order to make this work, the Lakers would need to execute a sign and trade involving either D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves. But that's just to get yourself a seat at the hypothetical negotiating table, which is probably not even going to exist. They'd have to include several other assets which they are lacking. I guess they have future unprotected picks that they could offer. Even even once that does occur, there's no way this trade would make sense for the Atlanta Hawks to do. Let's go to the more realistic potential acquisition here, and that's Kyrie Irving signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. I have multiple reservations about this move, but before we even get to this move, we need to talk about how this would happen. The Lakers would have to let go of Lonnie Walker IV, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui Hachimura. This would create about $30 million in cap space to sign Kyrie Irving, and they would still be able to keep Austin Reeves. Or they could execute a sign and trade with the Dallas Mavericks, which is the more likely scenario if they really want to get Kyrie Irving. But this move would hard cap the Los Angeles Lakers, meaning they can't add anyone else onto the roster. And here's my issue. LeBron James quite literally tried to do this in the summer of 2021, and the Lakers gutted out their depth, which they won a championship with, by the way, and traded for Russell Westbrook. Although Russell Westbrook's fit on the Los Angeles Lakers was questionable, you would think that this would be enough for the Los Angeles Lakers to realize that, hey, maybe building around 3-star players, or let's just say 3-star players and one really good role player because they'd be able to keep Austin Reeves, might not be the move. Here's what Kyrie Irving had to say about the situation.
I'm a free agent this summer, but I am in no rush to make a decision. And the speculation around my name from all these individuals that get on TV and have these personalities. Listen, babe, I'm on live here. Just give me 1 second, I'll be there. All these people that have, these platforms, and I'm talking about the TV personalities, the sports folk that try to mix sports with politics and lifestyle and shit like that. Like, when they speak on my name and they're talking about potential teams that I'm going to, can y'all please, I respectfully, I'm asking you, please stop paying attention to that. I am in no rush to make a decision.
In addition, on this live stream, Kyrie Irving probably gave us the most peak Kyrie Irving moment ever, saying this.
Stop mentioning me on Twitter. All y'all fan bases, stop mentioning me right now, please. It is still the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals. Denver's going to the finals. We're still waiting for Boston and Miami. Can y'all please leave me out of this? Please, can I just be with my family in peace? Y'all got people at my dinner table discussing what my free agency plans are. Stop that. Y'all think it's funny? Please stop that.
It's so like Kyrie Irving to cause some sort of stir about his future and bring up his future in a live stream and then say,
hey, why are you giving me attention? Please stop giving me attention and let me make my decision in peace.
I'm not going to get to Kyrie Irving's personality. I'm not going to get to anything like that. I myself, as a basketball fan, think that the idea of building around 3 really good scorers or 3 really good players and then filling out the rest of your roster with veteran minimum contracts. I want you to understand what veteran minimum contracts mean, by the way. We're talking about players like Shaq Harrison and Tristan Thompson and Udonis Haslem and Carmelo Anthony before he retired. And Carmelo Anthony is probably the peak you could get on a veteran minimum contract. If LeBron James is asking for help, is making the same mistake he made 2 years ago the answer in this scenario? In my opinion, I'd say no. Look, Rick Bucher said something in an attempt to trend, I might add, saying that LeBron James's days as a dominant player, a game-changing player, are over. I would like to revise that just a bit. It's not that his days as a dominant player or a game-changing player are over. It's the fact that he can't play 48 minutes in a game. That is a horrible idea as a 38-year-old. The fact that he is this relevant at the age of 38 is amazing. But there are times where you need to save LeBron James from himself. If you look at the Los Angeles Lakers roster, they performed phenomenally against the Denver Nuggets. Took the Denver Nuggets a while to get to this point, by the way. I mean, since drafting Michael Porter Jr. and he became somewhat of a part of their rotation, the 2018 to 2019 Nuggets finished second in the Western Conference, but they would lose in 7 games in the second round. The 2019 to 2020 Denver Nuggets would finish third in the Western Conference, but they would lose in the conference Conference Finals versus the Los Angeles Lakers. The 2020 to 2021 Denver Nuggets would get swept in the conference semifinals versus the Phoenix Suns, and the 2021 to 2022 Denver Nuggets would get gentlemen swept in the first round of the NBA playoffs. But this year's iteration of the Nuggets seemed to click on all cylinders. Everybody was healthy for once, and you really saw that chemistry come into effect in the Western Conference Finals versus the Lakers, a team that was assembled in the middle of the trade deadline. Malik Beasley said something that I really agreed with.
I don't think a team can beat us in a 7-game series again if we have this type of experience and play together and have training camp together.
D'Angelo Russell finished out the series really horribly. He had this to say in his exit interview.
I'm nice. I ain't worried about my game. I know who I am as a player. I know what I'm capable of. I can win games. I can be better than your point guard. I can be better than your shooting guard.
D'Angelo Russell also said that he felt like the Lakers had a successful season. And to be honest, I agree. This was a team that was assembled during the trade deadline. The fact that they went this far as a 7th seed is incredible to me. And even then, something that people aren't discussing is the fact that the Lakers played really well. It's just that the Denver Nuggets are that good. LeBron James averaged 27.8 points, 10 assists, and 9.5 rebounds in 4 games versus the Nuggets in the 2023 Western Conference Finals. Anthony Davis averaged 26.8 points, 14 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks in the 4 games versus the Nuggets. Austin Reeves averaged 21 points, 5 assists, and 3.5 rebounds in 4 games versus the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. Rui Hachimura averaged 15 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists versus the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets just had the perfect combination of chemistry and depth, and that's the reason they won. It's not like the Lakers didn't show up. Yes, we could talk about how poorly D'Angelo Russell played, but at the end of the day, the fact that they got here to begin with is amazing, and this could be built upon. I truly believe it. So I feel like you guys know where I'm headed with this. The answer isn't to go out and get Kyrie Irving and once again lose all of the depth that you got at the trade deadline. The answer is to build upon your success. Bring back Rui Hachimura. He was incredible this season, and I genuinely believe that he could be an all-star in the future. And if not an all-star, he at the very minimum is a phenomenal two-way defender that plays a very intelligent brand of basketball. Austin Reeves needs to return as well. That's a no-brainer. And if D'Angelo Russell's willing to take a pay cut, then why not bring him back? Why not accept the team option on Malik Beasley? Why not see what this team can do if Mo Bamba's fully healthy? Yes, I understand Kyrie Irving is one of the best fourth quarter players that LeBron James has ever played with, but I truly believe the era of assembling a super team or a big three and not necessarily having a lot of depth behind that big three is over. Because at the end of the day, you look at the most recent iteration of a super team and you get the Phoenix Suns. What stopped the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs? Well, 1, you could say it was a lack of chemistry. 2, you could say it was injuries. What is the best resolution to injuries, which you can't really forecast?
Depth.
But again, this is just my basketball philosophy, and a lot of people won't agree with it, and that's fine. At the end of the day, I'm going to look at this season and say that the Los Angeles Lakers took a huge victory here. But I hope that just like 2021, Rob Pelinka doesn't allow Le GM to screw things up.
They enjoy playing with each other. Darvin enjoys coaching them. We know there's more growth and improvement in that group, especially if we get a training camp together. So I would say it's a high priority to keep our core players together.
Because at the end of the day, when the Los Angeles Lakers traded all of their depth for Russell Westbrook, even though it was a trade that LeBron James and Anthony Davis wanted, even though Rob Pelinka's original plan was to bring in DeMar DeRozan and Buddy Hield, who got the blame for it? It wasn't LeBron James and Anthony Davis. No, it was Rob Pelinka. The last Los Angeles Lakers championship team was built upon phenomenal team chemistry, tremendous depth, and suffocating defense. And I feel like this team is good enough to win a championship if they run it back one more time. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all of this. Do you agree with me? Or do you think the Los Angeles Lakers should pursue Kyrie Irving or Trae Young or some big free agent and let go of Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves and Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba and D'Angelo Russell? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.